What's up, YouTube? All right, this is a live. This is my second live. And so today I'm going to be talking about weekend work versus weekday work. How is it working on the weekend? If one of the things about working on the weekend for Coca-Cola, the weekend starts Friday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is considered the weekend. And so Fridays usually begins with a lot of work. It is a lot of work on the weekends. Usually the trucks are very heavy coming in on Fridays. And Saturday is usually somewhat heavy too. But Fridays definitely is heavy because most of the stores are preparing for going into the weekend. And so during the weekend, it's the freight is very, very heavy. Now during the week, it depends on if you're on ad or not on ad. If you're on ad for that week, the freight can be very, very heavy depending on the person who is ordering for you, depending on how they order. If you got someone who's heavy on the machine, you're going to get a lot of freight on ad weeks. And so weekends is going to be heavy almost every week. Every Friday, your Friday trucks are going to be big most of the time because the stores are getting prepared for the weekend. So that is the difference between the two, from working on the weekend and working during the weekday. Also, the customer traffic, it's less during the week. It's still people who come in to shop during the week, but on the weekend, the customers traffic in the store is very, very, very heavy. And so weekend work, you're going to have big trucks. You're going to have more customers than you normally have during the week. And so, your trucks are going to be pretty big going into the weekend because you're preparing for the weekend. And so weekdays, you get a mixture. Like weekdays, you get, usually my trucks are, my Mondays trucks, which is at a Harris Teeter's, it's not really too big coming out of the weekend. But my Wednesday truck for Harris Teeter's is a little bigger than my Monday's truck. And so that's the difference between the two, weekday versus weekend. That's the difference between the 2 days. So if you're working the weekend, you might want to prepare yourself for a lot of freight. And so usually your swing person, most of the time, like the swing person works most of the time the weekends. Weekends is usually part-time workers, and they come in, and usually part-time workers, it varies. It depends on the individual. It really, really depends on the individual when it comes to working on the weekend with part-time workers. It depends on the individual. You get some people who work hard, and then you have some people who just come in and they slack off because um, usually things are so busy on the weekend that like the management they're kind of like a lot of times they have to get out in the field, so they're not really they don't have the opportunity to carefully watch um, what the merchandisers are doing versus during the week when you have more people. The managers they have a more time on their hand to they I won't say they micromanage you because they don't micromanage you. You know, they give you this job as a merchandiser. You must be someone who's very mature and be able to handle working by yourself and going out and executing the job. And so some people are not mature enough to take on a responsibility like that. And a lot of times it's the guys that works. This most of the time it's the weekend people who usually don't do a good of a job as the people who work during the weekday. So I just wanted to come on. I want to be consistent about these live chats. I want to just continue to do them, give you different perspectives and different ways, different topics that can help you when it comes to being a merchandiser at Coca-Cola Consolidated. So subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and leave me a comment down below. Have you worked weekends? Have you worked weekdays? Do you see a difference in the two? Well, hit me up with a comment, and I'm out. Peace.